guys, I come to you barefaced today for another drugstore versus high-end video. Today it's concealers, and I already had these in my collection and I was like, why haven't I tested those out yet? So I'm comparing the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer Plus Corrector in the color Ivory to the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I have two colors here. I use the color Light Neutral like regularly, but I also have the color Fair Neutral, which I thought would probably be, dropped it, closer to the Maybelline one. So I don't know, we'll have to test it out, but both of these concealers claim to be that like your skin but better, real skin feeling, weightless, complete coverage. I can definitely attest to the fact that the Urban Decay one does what it claims. It's weightless, it looks like your skin, it blends, it melts into your skin. It's my favorite concealer. Hands down my favorite concealer. I've gone through so many tubes of this stuff, it's not even funny. The Maybelline one I haven't tested enough to really have a strong feeling either way about it, so I figured this would be a good way to do it. Okay, so I have primer on, but I don't have foundation on, and I like to do my concealer after my foundation, so I need to do foundation really quickly. Hope you guys don't mind. Just gonna tuck my hair back a little bit. Hopefully I don't get those clippy, creasy thingies. Okay, so the foundation I'm using is the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation, one of my favorites, and I like to mix that with the Cover FX Custom Infusion Anti-Aging Drops, just because this time of year my skin gets like weirdly patchy dry. Like I still have overall oily skin, but I'll get like really strange random patches of dry skin. It's very odd, and usually it's on my cheeks and like right here. One little spot on my forehead. It's very odd. So I mix those in. It adds a little bit of hydration, but not enough to like, you know, make me look like an oily mess. So there's that. 2 pumps is way too much of that foundation. I should have only done 1 pump. And then I'm going to blend it in with the Artis Oval 8. My fave. If you haven't seen my first impressions on this Artis brush, I'll link it down below. But my complaint about this brush is it's so big that you can't use it for things like concealer. So I will not be using this for the concealer, but I love it to blend in foundation. Look at how fast that is. It's just like so fast and so effortless. Fun fact for you guys, this shirt is dirty. I pulled it out of the dirty laundry basket, but I wanted to wear orange today. I just wanted to wear orange today. Okay, now let's get on to the concealer. So I'm gonna start out with the drugstore one. These even look the same, like the packaging is the same. The drugstore one is, I wanna say anywhere between $5 and $10. I can't recall exactly, but I'll link it down below. The high-end one, so the Urban Decay one, is $23, anywhere between $20 and $30. So a huge, huge, huge price difference there. That's for sure. Ooh, this is very yellowy. But you know what? The Urban Decay one is very yellowy too. That's one of my only complaints about the Urban Decay concealer is that there isn't enough cool tones. So I'm forced to buy a yellow toned concealer, which doesn't really work for my skin tone. So I've even taken the stop, like I took the stopper out of this because I was like scraping the bottom, and then I was like, oh no, I need to film my drugstore versus high-end before it's all gone. Okay, so this is the light one, and you can see it's definitely darker than the Maybelline one. The Maybelline one is almost like tingling my skin. It's like, I don't want to say it's burning my skin, but it's like tingly. Do you know what I mean? I've never had a concealer do that before. That's odd. I'm gonna drag it down a little bit because I have like some acne down there. Okay, so I'm actually gonna mix just a tiny, tiny bit of the Fair so that they can be comparable colors at least, but just a little bit like that. And I think because I have so much more product on this side, I'm just gonna layer the drugstore one up a little bit so that way there's like the same amount of product on each side, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna blend it in with a beauty blender. This is a dampened beauty blender. Let's see what it does. It's blending pretty well. The color seems to be okay. I would like for it to be a tiny bit more pink, but that's okay. The color selection in the drugstore one is, there's not a very, I think there's like 3 different colors you could buy. So I think it's like light or ivory, fair, medium, and dark or something like that. So, and then of course the Urban Decay one I knew would blend out beautifully because it always does. My problem area with concealers is right here on like the inner corner, like the bridge of my nose. I feel like concealer tends to cake up for me right there. I don't know why, but like it just cakes up really bad for me right there. So that is my problem area with concealer. Okay, there it is, all blended in from afar. The drugstore one actually looks better. Do you see that? This one seems, and maybe it's just because this eye is a little bit more puffy and this eye is not quite as puffy, but look, from afar, I'm looking in the viewfinder, the drugstore side looks more like flawless. Did I just find a dupe? Did I just find a dupe? Let's zoom in. Okay, so the drugstore side, I can tell the bridge of my nose area is still a little bit purple. You see how there's still like some purple and blue like darkness right there? But other than that, it seems to conceal my actual under eyes pretty dang well. The high-end side, you can see, gosh, this eye just must be a little bit more puffy. But you can see it's not quite as purple, so it definitely like concealed the color a little bit better right there. But overall, I mean, that's really the only difference. It's a little bit more puffy right here, which is why I think it looks like that. I will say, as far as creasing goes, I don't know if I can zoom in any closer. I do have some under eye fine lines, not wrinkles, fine lines. And I don't know if you can tell, but the drugstore one is settling into those a lot quicker. So you see that right there? It's definitely settling into those fine lines, whereas the high-end side isn't. You see that? I'm making the weirdest face right now, I know. This side does look a lot like more bright and like lively and awake, which is very surprising to me, and it could be the color. Like maybe the color just suits me a little bit better than mixing these two together. But I'm very impressed. I'm gonna put the Beauty Blender over it again just to wipe away all of that settling into fine lines that happened. And then I'm gonna go in and set it. So this is the Bare Minerals Well Rested Powder Concealer. And I'm just gonna set both of them with the same powder concealer because I don't have a drugstore powder concealer. So I don't think the drugstore makes a powder concealer, to be totally honest. But setting your concealer with the powder is what's going to prevent it from creasing. So it looks like with the drugstore one, you just have to be a little bit quicker and set your concealer ASAP so you don't get those lines, which isn't a problem. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of my face makeup and kind of gather my thoughts, pros and cons for each, and then check back in with you guys. Okay guys, I still have naked eyes because I'm getting ready to film my very last tutorial for my 20K giveaway, the Morphe 350 palette tutorial. Look at all those oranges. Maybe that's why I wanted to wear orange today. I don't know. This giveaway actually ends today at midnight Arizona time, so I will link it down below if you want to see what my eyes look like afterwards, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about concealers, and you know what? I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I can't believe I'm gonna like disrespect my holy grail concealer, but you guys, this is really good. I can't even tell the difference after I got my blush and my contour and my highlight and the powders and my eyebrows, and I'm sure once my eyes are done, I'm not even gonna be able to tell the difference at all. As far as wear time goes, it's hard to say without actually wearing it for a whole day and kind of checking in throughout the day, but I'm looking at my mirror that I have right here, and I honestly cannot tell the difference. And in fact, this one might be better because I don't have to mix colors. I just used the one color. So the only downside I would say is that inner corner, like bridge of my nose, it didn't cover like the purpley bluish tone quite as well, but everything else This is a winner. Why have I not heard about this before? Why has nobody told me about this before? It does say with acrylic oil, with acrylic C. I don't know what that means. But maybe that's what was making my eye like tingle a little bit. Remember how I was like, oh, it's tingly. I wonder if that, I don't know what that means. Acrylic? That might have been what was making it tingly. But anyways, it's oil-free, which is really good because I get that milia under my eyes. If you guys have milia, you know how much it sucks. So that's good. Oil-free is always really good. I'm going to say that this one is better. I can't believe I'm saying that. This one is better. This drugstore versus high-end, hands down. I mean, you can't tell the difference. It's like 1/3 of the price, and it's good stuff. So yeah, if you like these kinds of dupe videos, drugstore versus high-end, I have a whole playlist where I compare blushes and bronzers and contour palettes and what else have I done? Sponges and brushes and eyeshadow palettes. So I will link that playlist down below if you want to check it out, save yourself some money, or maybe don't save yourself some money. I've liked some drugstore products and I've liked some high-end products, so check out that playlist down below. Don't forget to check out my 20K giveaway because it ends today, and I'm gonna go ahead and film my eye tutorial now. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Mwah! Bye!